And I'd like to promote it before.
Plus, I got to see his availability.
Right.
Because, I mean, he's a big-time author now.
Well, we need a show before. That's what I'm saying.
The Tri-State got hammered tonight by Derek Beasley.
Now, there were several reports of a match on that gasoline.
Wait. Why you bringing up old shit? It's the motherfucking wise guys. On Monday nights, it's the wise guys. The wise guys, it's the motherfucking wise guys. At 8 o'clock, it's the wise guys. Wise guys, it's the motherfucking wise guys. We don't give a fuck, say what we want, we nasty and we real as fuck. All them shows, give them a no, turn the channel, give it up. Go to speaker, turn the dials, wise as Squizzle going live from your fucker maker. Suck it, give it up, you know it's just the wise guys. It's the motherfucking wise guys. It's the motherfucking wise guys. It's the motherfucking wise guys. We don't give a fuck, say what we want, we nasty and we real as fuck. All them shows, give them a no, turn the channel, give it up. Go to speaker, turn the dials, wise as Squizzle going live from your fucker maker. Suck it, give it up, you know it's just the wise guys. It's the motherfucking wise guys. It's the motherfucking wise guys. Wise guys, it's the motherfucking wise guys.
What's up, you nasty motherfuckers? Fuck your neck, fuck your back, lick that pussy and that crack. It's the Wise Guys Show. I'm the one and only Scrizzle, along with the wise one, the original Fluff Daddy Big Ed, and the lovely Lulu.
No salacious intro this week.
That was porn star quality there. What's up, everybody? We've been gone for a week. I mean, usually that's what it is. We're gone for a week and we come back, but it just feels like I'm coming back every Monday night. So we're back. We got some nasty topics for you. This is the show where basically we talk about things that people talk about behind closed doors or keep under wraps because they don't want to. We don't give a fuck.
It's definitely not something you talk about over dinner at Cancun.
No.
Well, you guys do.
Well, we do, but we're saying most people don't
most
do that.
people don't. Most normal people don't. Also, I want to thank all of our new YouTube subscribers. Thanks for subscribing to the page. Hope you enjoy what you see. And if you do, share it with your friends, have them subscribe, and we'll just make it a great big old fucking party one time.
That is the big push. That's all our agenda is right now.
Yeah, you can also see us on Facebook Live, but them bitches like banning you for dumb shit.
Well, you just never know, and it's just like, Facebook doesn't allow us to monetize the show. YouTube will allow us to monetize the show. So,
yeah, show me the fucking money, man.
Well, at some point, if you can get successful enough and you can get enough people watching, we could afford to do like far more things.
I mean, if I could get paid for doing something fun, that would be dope.
Well, that's it.
I mean, that'd be like jacking off and your PayPal going up while you're doing it. Oh, shit, there's the money load right there. So anyway, basically, this week we're going to talk about some controversy like we normally do, but normal. Some celebrity controversy.
It's hard to really make fun of this, but I just thought it was funny because I thought, well, you're going to read the first line, and then you can't really read. The first line is completely irrelevant. It's like totally boring until you read the second line.
Okay, Sarah Jessica Parker supposedly opens up about sending condolences to Kim Cattrall after her brother's death. And then Kim Cattrall comes back and says, I reject your fucking condolences. Stop exploiting the tragedy of our family.
It's just funny because it's like, it seems like that's a normal thing to do. Like if you're famous and on Twitter, that's like how you would communicate.
People do it on Facebook like regular. Like,
but are they feuding or something? Is there a reason why she wouldn't want her condolences?
Well, I don't know. I mean,
bitch, I don't want your condolences.
I guess if you got to be really pissed off at a motherfucker to reject some condolences.
Yeah.
Like
that's petty.
I'm so sorry for your loss. Fuck you. Don't be sorry.
Fuck you and your sorry. Take it with you.
Yeah, but the main difference is like if you lose a loved one and I'm like, oh, I'm really sorry for your loss. I'm not getting an interview before it. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, you're right.
Sarah Jessica
wanted
Jessica Parker
attention.
could get an interview. Like, well, how's your friend doing? You know, like she
Yeah.
could be
But if
interviewed on
people know
E!
they're not friends, right? Like it's known that they're
Oh,
not.
I didn't
cool.
know that.
I'm pretty sure they're not cool.
I did not do my research.
I do not watch the show, but
First
I'm pretty
off,
sure
who's
they're
Kim
not cool.
Cattrall? Is she somebody
She's
else
one
on
of
her
the
show?
blondes on that
She's the super slutty
yeah.
one. She's the one that all of us wanted.
She's the one that
Oh,
bangs
yeah.
the pizza
She was-
man when he
yeah.
delivers pizza and shit. Yeah,
She was the star,
the star.
the
Ed
superstar of the
knows. You
show.
Yeah.
watched it. You,
Yeah,
you
my wife
did.
used to make me watch it.
I watched it till it got boring. Like in the very beginning, I was like, "Whoa, what the fuck is this?"
I didn't know it was ever not boring.
The only-
Like she just invited the mailman in and they're fucking boning. I'm like,
yeah,
this
but
is
not
cool.
really. It's not as good as you'd want it to be.
The only cool part about the show is I always wanted to be a dude named Mr. Big.
Mr. Big.
You are.
You
a
are.
dude
Oh, yeah.
named Mr. Big.
What?
Mr. Big Ed.
Hello.
Right.
Well, tune in next
forgot.
week when the real Big Ed
forgot.
shows up. At least the one that knows who the fuck he is.
Yeah.
That's cool. Like the whole time, the whole show, they always introduce.
You
or
mean you
talk
watched
about dude.
you watched like 13 seasons of that show and you had no idea that you were a Mr.
What?
Big?
But nobody don't call me Mr. Big though.
Well, that's because you
We're gonna
didn't
have to
change
change
it.
that.
Well, first of all, you got to get the clout first. You can be that, but to get other people's respect to call you that takes
Yeah.
a while.
And
Why did
don't-
they call him that?
I don't know.
Oh,
I didn't pay attention to the show.
I don't know why they call him that. You know what you're gonna
Duh,
struggle
it's
with.
got to be because of his fucking shaft.
Well, you're not.
Wow.
Well, maybe
Why else are you called Mr. Big?
he's tall. He could
Big
be really
pockets,
tall.
rich.
What
He
if
could be
he's
really
like a
tall.
midget?
He is really
What if
rich.
he's a midget?
8 Ball was called Mr. Big.
Yeah, but that's because he was the king of dope dealing.
See, you know, Ed's got part of it down. The part that he's gonna struggle with is the Mister part. Like, no one's gonna call you Mister.
I don't want to be called Mr. anymore.
Have you ever been called Mister?
At school, they called me Mr. Carmen.
Really? See,
Yeah.
Bill
Misters-
collectors.
Yeah,
They
Don't
they don't really get through.
Mine
we-
get through. I listen
They
to the
call me-
recordings.
I give them
We
to my
have-
Yeah,
daughter.
they
We
call
haven't-
me all kinds of stuff.
we have an app for that.
I usually give my daughter the phone when they call.
Yeah.
She talks to them about Paw Patrol.
I answer it and then hang back up. Like, no. You thought I was answering, didn't you, bitch? No.
What if you reversed it on him? Like, Mr. Round, when you going to pay this bill? Actually, what did you say your name was? Oh, okay. I have this cable bill from you for like a year ago.
Are you going to do something
Do you
with that?
remember that? Like, why don't I get you to pay this and then I'll think about,
I saw somebody wrote on Facebook, he was like, a bill collector called me and they was like, sir, your bill's a year old now. And he said, oh, well, tell that motherfucker happy birthday. And I thought that was awesome.
My debt just had a birthday.
Sir, you've owed this money now for a year and a half. Well, how much longer do I have to not pay it for you to realize
Leave
that
me
you're not
alone.
getting it?
I had one. He told me, he said, I want to help you take care of this. I said, well, here, I'm out of work right now. So won't you pay it for me and
I'll get
help me
back to
out?
you.
And when I get back to work, I'll pay you back. Sir, I can't do that.
Well,
then
you
we
said
don't have
you
nothing else to
wanted
talk
to
about
help
then.
That would really help me.
Yeah.
He said he
Here,
wanted to
we'll
help.
Go halfsies on it. You pay the first
Right.
half.
He didn't really
Actually,
wanna
my
help.
wife ain't fucked me for about 3 months, so what's your mom doing tonight? That's the easy way of saying go fuck your
If your
mom.
mom does a good job, I'll pay my bill.
So anyway, when you're celebrities, like you said, you're right. You can pretty much exploit anything for even the least little bit of publicity.
I just thought it was hilarious that she thought long and hard about it and was like, yeah, you're kind of exploiting this. Like, there's no reason. Like, we just did a show 10 years ago. There's no reason for you to be riding my coattails right now. My fucking brother just died. I don't know. It's like,
Yeah.
it's kind of vapid.
Do you define that?
Yeah, it's
Can you use that in another sentence?
Everybody
please?
looked at him with a blank face. Like,
We looked at
Huh?
each other first, like, what?
what's
vapid.
Like I thought it was like maybe losing your virginity quickly.
No,
Instead of rapid, it's vapid.
no.
Vapid? Rapid?
Vapid is like. Hold on, I'm gonna tell you what I think it is.
I thought it had to
before
do
I
with
look it up.
vaping
You
or
don't
something,
know?
like vapidly vaping.
No.
Or,
Vaping?
is that a new vape juice?
Well, you know when people ask you for a
She
definition.
only loved me for my vape juice.
When people ask you for a definition, it's like, well, you gotta be more accurate than the broad sense of the word. But it's like the absence, of life. Like you're void of any kind of like personal feeling. You know what I mean?
So basically,
I'm
she didn't
vapid.
mean it. She
I don't
she
have
didn't even
personal
fucking mean
feeling.
it.
That's the next song parody, Vape Juice.
Yeah, the technical definition is offering nothing that is stimulating or challenging. So you're like an empty vessel. You're vapid.
I know some
Are you
vapid
talking about
bitches.
me?
I know some vapid
Wait.
bitches.
What did I do?
Bitch, quit being vapid and do something.
Get your vapid ass out of here. I'm
You could
sick
write.
of
You could write a new rap song.
It rhymes with a lot of things.
I'm gonna sign you to my new label, Vapid Fire. 'Cause you suck. You don't do shit.
It actually the synonym for it is lifeless. So I was technically correct.
Lifeless.
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 Definitely fuck some vapid bitches before.
Yeah.
Bland, dull, boring,
Yep.
tedious,
Jesus.
tired.
First one I ever fucked was vapid. I mean, because she just laid there with a pillow over her face.
Everybody's first
Pillow
fucking.
over her face?
Everybody's
Pillow
first.
over her
Yeah.
Where did you smell?
Wait, over her
Was
face.
she alive?
Was you fucking her in the ass?
She
when
was
lying down?
she was so embarrassed that this 9-year-old kid was fucking taking her V.
Did
Oh,
you
we
say
forgot
9?
about that story.
You didn't know that? I thought we discussed this.
That might have been on the
9?
show she missed.
I was 9, she was 13, but she was so embarrassed that I talked her into it that when she laid there, she put a pillow over her face. So I guess hide her shame.
He's trying to trick us into thinking that his first time was a snuff video because he got a pillow over that bitch's face.
She had
She
shame.
wanted it.
She had shame glaze all over her face.
I thought he stuck it in her ass raw and said, "Bite down."
God.
You know what? It would get tighter, wouldn't it?
Brutal.
Oh, what was that?
I think it was my shitty ass computer.
Oh my God!
Is it dying?
It sounds like the neighbors are here. Hey, children.
Hey, put
Give me
Somebody's
1
ringing the
second. I'm
doorbell.
going to go answer the door.
put this Phelps belt in your mouth so you don't bite your own tongue.
Let these
Hi,
vapid
Lily
bitches
from
in the
next
house.
door. How are you today? That's what that sound
Go tell your
sounded like.
mom
It
She's
did,
a
too.
vapid bitch.
She's still talking about that. She has some fucking deep-seated hate
I'm
against
still
some
looking
bitches.
at it.
Well, maybe
Yeah.
these bitches she was talking about before we went on, she's
Them are
got some
vapid
deep-seated hate.
bitches.
Yeah, let's not talk about your workplace.
Yeah, at least not mention no names.
Yeah, right. I don't know. It's a small office. I wouldn't even talk about it at all.
I can. I mean, Tales from the Uber.
Right.
They don't
Oh,
know who the
God.
fuck I am.
Well, your office is your automobile.
Yeah, they don't know who the fuck I am either. Like, he said he drives for Uber. Let's fire him. But who is he?
Somebody named Skrizzle on our list.
No scrizzle in the database, sir.
Nope.
Yeah, the Tales from the Uber are heating up.
Are they?
Yeah, because I just need to remember to take my recorder.
It's in your phone.
I'm glad I didn't have to go.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
I'm glad I did not have to go out and buy something special for him to get good audio because I would be super pissed.
Hanging around his neck. Meet him at his house before he goes on his route and
You know
hang
what?
around his neck.
That's a good idea.
Won't you just hang around the mirror
Why
of
don't
your
you
car?
just put it in the fucking glove box? At this point, if you lose it, it is the same value if it's in your fucking house.
Yeah,
You're
it's
not
on-
using it.
It's on my desk at home. I keep forgetting. Like maybe when I pay my tax, because my tax shit's over on the desk. Maybe
So around April.
around April 15th,
We'll get around to.
we'll start getting around to getting some audio.
We gotta
Picking
get
things
the
up.
we gotta get the escort in here. That's gotta happen.
She's a AWOL.
AWOL.
What'd you do to her?
I've texted her a few times. First of all, I didn't do nothing that she didn't accept
know.
payment for. But anyway, I've texted her like 2 or 3 times and she hasn't even responded. I'm like, "Are you alive?"
What'd
And
somebody else do to her?
that's what I'm saying. She could
Oh,
be in the
God.
fucking woods or something.
Oh, that's not cool.
No, I mean it ain't
Let's
cool.
hope they
but-
don't find her in the woods now that you said
Oh
that.
my gosh.
Oh yeah, because then I'll be the
They're
first
in trouble.
one. Ain't no different than if your wife
Yeah,
kicked it.
I mean, I hope they don't find her in the
They'd
woods
come
on
straight
route,
to you.
on Route 8 past that tree.
Definitely.
You know, right by that pile of dirt and that broken shovel.
First of all, I've learned a lot of shit. I've watched all 190 episodes of Forensic Files. First off, you don't buy the shovel and the murder supplies the
At Walmart?
night of. Okay?
And don't use your Kroger card.
Yeah, that too. Nothing that can be traced. You
It's
pay,
cash only.
pay cash, and you need to buy that shit 6
Separate
months in advance.
transactions.
Well, then that means that already implies premeditated murder. So you can't.
No, but they're not gonna search no receipts back that far.
How do you know?
They want to know when they find out that there's a shovel and shit, and they get CCTV and they see you go in the store, or they find a receipt or something like that. I'm not gonna have no receipt. Number one, like she said, I'm buying the shovel January 7th. I'm buying the rope January 26th.
That's a
All the
bad time to
different
buy a
places.
shovel. I'd recommend buying it around
Tax season.
planning
This
time.
motherfucker's trying to save you money while you go get murder
For
supplies.
discounts.
Hey,
why
why-
don't you steal them out of people's yards?
Scrizzle, I really think you're overpaying for your murder supplies, man.
Just steal them out of somebody's shed.
Why didn't you get cash back with Killpon?
He's gonna need more cash on the run.
Why don't you use Kill Pond?
Use Killpon. You could have got that shovel for $2.99 cheaper. Cash back.
Use my coupon code. No, wait, don't.
So anyway, I'm buying the supply. You have to do it over time. You can't like do a spur of the moment thing. You
Yeah,
got to
but-
be like, I'm killing this bitch.
Yeah, but
January
most people don't know
7th,
they're gonna kill somebody on January 27th.
January
I would.
16th of 2019 is when I'm doing the deed.
Oh,
Okay, so I got a whole year to space out my purchases, make sure my fingerprints ain't on shit they already are
You
on.
could have somebody else buy it. Like, where are you going? Oh, hey, can you grab me this duct tape? And,
Oh, you're going to Walmart to get a teddy bear for little Johnny? Grab me a fucking hand shovel.
do they have chloroform? Does Walmart
Do they
carry
not?
chloroform?
Oh, what about dry ice? No? Oh, okay.
Now you just brought that up.
Hey,
Another
wait a minute.
thing is,
what the fuck you using dry ice for?
To smother them so they can't breathe. If you
first
put-
off, I'm
Like,
not
I'm just like, is that a thing?
if you
Like,
put it in the room, it takes all the oxygen out of the air.
I'm not Google searching any murderous shit because they're not going to check my hard drive and find chloroform searches and shit like
that
that.
means you can't even watch.
We
the,
can't
you
kill
can't even
people.
catch up on the last season of Dexter because that's not good either.
Well, I mean, you can, but I'm just not going to make it specific to the deed I'm doing. Secondly, if I stage a break-in, I'm not breaking the fucking door glass from the inside, so the glass lays on the outside of the door.
You're duh.
Obviously, he broke it from the inside because the glass is 7 feet from the fucking window.
You can tell from the blood splatter.
Yeah, I mean, come on.
A good criminal would bring his own bag of glass and just sprinkle it
Throw it all
everywhere.
over.
No, a good criminal would have it so mapped out that they would have all of those things, all of those clues covered before they even do it.
Oh, you're saying that in order to be
Do you guys
A
realize
pro.
we're plotting murders right now?
I don't give a fuck.
I'm
They're-
just saying.
they
can't
I'm
prove
fine
shit.
with it. I'm just
They're
saying.
mad.
Can't prove shit. Johnny Cochran's got a son. But anyway, another thing, like I'm getting a specific pair of shoes to do it in because when they find the fucking footprints,
Yeah.
them shoes are going to be incinerated somewhere.
no.
They're not
You
finding
have
no
to get the
prints.
slippers
No,
that
you
look like
gotta-
Bigfoot.
I would think you would want to do it like buy shoes like that are like
Don't
two
fit.
sizes too big and just tie
That's
them
another
motherfuckers
thing. That's
on.
another great idea. See, I mean, you got to put heads together.
That's right.
So I'm buying a size 17 shoe. So the first person they're going to look at is an NBA
So
player.
he trips and falls on
only
his way
person
in.
that could have committed this murder is
So
Shaq.
is that a clown or Shaq?
Had to been Shaq. They're 17 and a halves.
It's an open and shut case, Johnson.
Extra wide. The only thing is Shaq wears a 22, but
Oh, really?
Well, that's not gonna work.
I ain't getting one that big because I mean those are like clown shoes on one of those.
It'll cost you $700 for them sneakers.
Yeah,
Isn't that gonna be kind of obvious? I doubt they sell very many size 17s.
I bet Shaq.
you're right. You need to get a more common size.
I bet Shaq's shoes are like a fucking car payment. Like,
No, because I mean he probably does have to have the shoe company specifically make them for
I'm
him.
telling you, his shoes.
They
gotta
just don't
cost-
They just don't manufacture
They gotta
22s.
cost as much as a car payment.
No,
If a regular pair of Jordans is $200,
his is probably 350.
yeah, that's a car payment.
Yeah, you're right. Actually, a pair of Jordans is a car payment.
Yeah, depending on what kind of
Technically.
car you got.
I get my shoes at Gabriel Brothers. Fuck that shit. I
Fi-
want
Are you buying a
Figures-
shoe carnival? I'm
two.
good.
I want 2 models old.
Figures his that have gay in the name. I get mine at Gabriel's.
Gabriel's.
The Wise Guys Show would like to announce that Gabriel Brothers does not sell murder supplies.
To go to the hardware store right down the couple stores from there.
Yeah, we would also like to say that Gabriel Brothers in no way, shape, or form paid us for this advertisement. So we actually need to watch what we say because things we say could be money coming in. So,
Yeah. From
Yeah, because we have shoe store endorsements lined up waiting on us.
hey, maybe we will.
I can't
Actually,
read that.
yeah, actually, we're not gonna have shoot. We're gonna have like endorsements for pussy snorkels.
Yeah, pussy snorkel.
Yeah, if this show is ever getting an endorsement, it's like, well, we can't pay you, but how's about we give you a lifetime supply of pussy snorkels?
We can
That
all
would
just
be
sit here
fucking
and wear
great.
them while we do the show.
You know what we
Which
could?
does wear
You know what we could patent and make money off of? What would be great
What?
if it was a dildo. You know, you've seen the double header, right?
Yeah.
Okay, if we had a triple-headed dildo in the shape of a W where 3 bitches could sit on it.
Okay. Yeah, that's something.
That's it. That's the end of my idea.
That's it. That's all you get.
That's all.
Everybody was waiting like,
It's up to you.
Really?
man.
Then what?
really? Just
Does
that?
it come
I'm
with?
supposed to sit next to 2 other bitches and
Yes.
Does it come with how-to instructions on how to get 3 bitches to agree
How
to
to
that?
get 3 bitches to deal with it.
roofies.
I could get 3 bitches to...
I mean,
Well, first,
Rooflin, that was my first idea.
First, I suggest saving a bunch of money.
Not by
to
switching to Geico.
Yeah, right.
We do not endorse Geico Insurance
we do
or
not
the Gecko.
at all. No.
Although we do hope the gecko gets laid.
You know what we do
Sure.
endorse because of everything it gives us? Captain Morgan. I would like to set a toast to Captain Morgan for making this awesome fucking liquid
Liquid.
that's ejected from their
Great.
factory.
There's a commercial that they're gonna buy.
And Dita the bartender for doing the perfect mix.
You know how many?
Yeah, there's somebody jumping up and down in the background like, I got it for you, I got it for you, I got it for you. Put me on camera.
You know how much debauchery just Captain Morgan has like exponentially created across everywhere it's sold.
Well, first off, Captain Morgan should pay child support probably for 3.7 million children. Captain Morgan should actually pay bail, but most of the stuff I've done on it, I haven't gotten caught.
Yeah, it's
But
not.
they-
It's
they're-
also not stuff that you normally would go to jail.
There should be a bond clause on the back of it, on the back of the label. Like, if you get in trouble while intoxicated on our product, we will provide $1,000 for your legal defense. You know,
that
something
bottle's
like that.
gonna cost way more money.
Did Captain
Yeah, it
Morgan
is.
make you go buy the shovel and the rope? And the
Yeah,
chloroform?
maybe.
It certainly made it easier.
How much is that, Captain? Yeah, give me the little pint. It's only $197.
That's like if guns. If you had to pay for your legal defense when you bought a gun, you couldn't afford one.
No.
Yeah, you're right. So,
The big question is,
I'm going to ask the question.
You're gonna ask the question.
No, you ask the question. I'm tired of doing
Well, I
all
don't
the
even
work.
know
What?
this motherfucker.
On
He
air
just
work.
quit.
I mean,
Can I
He's here 20 minutes
I-
before
I am
we
a,
go
I
on
am a
air.
deadbeat producer,
Can I ask
but
that nobody invite my kids to watch the show, please, ever?
who
please?
does that?
Somebody
Did that happen?
did that today.
Today?
It sounds like
Right
something
now?
Nick did.
Did that happen?
Nick invites a lot of people.
I thought he was fired.
Nick invited me to watch the show. Like, sorry, dude, I'm on it. Can't watch.
What?
Yeah.
Well, that's some back office we got.
Yeah, we need to have a office meeting.
We might
Seriously.
have to. We might have to delay my.
Here's
we
the
should
thing.
ask for Nick's cell phone as
Yeah.
he gets to the door.
Here's the thing. Our intern producer was fucking absent last week, and here's the excuse this is a good bit. Here's the excuse he gives. Okay, now he says I didn't show up because I went to a funeral. Okay, the subject of said funeral exited this world 7 days before the funeral.
No notice.
So you have 7 days to tell somebody, hey, Monday I might not be there.
He
Right.
messaged us at 7:59.
7:59, right before the show goes live, he says, "Oh, tell the producer I'm not going to make it." Really? Are you going to get here in 20 seconds?
Yeah, we didn't think you were coming.
Okay, so he hits me up today and he's like, "Hey, am I fired from the show or not?" So I'm like, "I'm gonna make this motherfucker think about it." I said, "If it was me, I'd fire you." I said, "But I'm not the boss. You have to talk to the producer."
Well, I mean, I do have sympathy for the situation, but it's like, well, first of all, it was over at 7.
Okay, I don't have sympathy for nobody that you go to a funeral for. That's everybody knows when the funeral of a person is days after the
Right.
actual happening.
Right.
So there's no excuse.
Yeah, I mean, a little bit of warning, but, to be fair, like, they are volunteering their time, so it's like, I kind of feel like, I don't know, I just kind of feel bad for, like, being mad about it, because it's like they're donating their time, otherwise we don't have somebody back there clicking them buttons.
I'm donating my time, but I
Yeah.
come in here sick.
That's true.
I come in here with fucking hard-ons. I come in here with stubbed toes.
I'm glad to see you're really put out.
Yeah, I've been here with VD before. Yeah, I mean, so don't sit in my chair. But
Note to self: don't drink after Skrizzle.
I get paid for my social media director's job.
with what?
Oh, for my real
Is this
job.
something I don't fucking know about?
No.
Oh, I'm sorry. No, you do get a you do get
I
a
get
wage.
paid while I
Yeah,
do it.
yeah. Big Ed is our social media director. He's the only employee at this station or company or corporation, whatever the fuck it is,
Yeah,
that gets paid.
yeah.
We just don't pay him.
He's figured it out.
Yeah, he's.
I mean, he couldn't figure out he was Big Ed, but
he has the
figured out
shit
how
in
to
his
get
favor.
paid.
He didn't know he was Mr. Big though. You know, he's Mr. Big to everybody that doesn't know him. Okay. So
I should have put a picture of the pussy snorkel up.
Yes.
Should have did that.
I just want to let everybody know that a date hasn't been ironed out, but in a couple weeks, we're gonna have a social media star on the show. This is all the same show. A social media star
Oh, one show?
in one show.
Okay.
A social media star will be here. A rapper will be here, and an author, best-selling author, will be
Best selling?
here. Best-selling author.
Are you making that up?
No,
Really?
no, I'm not.
What's the definition of best selling?
On Amazon,
Yeah.
he's number 2, or was number 2 bestseller.
What is the,
Actually, number 1.
what is he? What's the book about?
I haven't read it.
Oh well, that's a good promo.
Well, first off, I'm not a reader.
Right.
So I mean, if the manufacturer of
If it was about pussy snorkels, you'd know all about it.
But like scanning
Absolutely would.
scanning his Facebook page, you couldn't have got us like a summary of what everybody's talking about.
I'll tell you what, if he's out there listening, if you're out there listening, and you know who I'm talking about, call 233.
Nope. 322-1666.
Jesus.
We're never gonna know our own phone number.
Call 322-1666 and call in the show, and we'll talk a little bit with you about your book and what it's all about before you come on. So if you're listening and you know who you are, give us a call, and we'll talk
Yeah.
about it for a
If
minute.
you're the best-selling author, hey, can you put me up? Am I up? If you're the best-selling author of a pussy snorkel book, you can also call in because we want to talk to you too.
Yeah, I want to use that. I actually haven't read a book probably since grade school.
Really?
Yeah, I'm not a book guy.
I moved on. I listen to books now.
Yeah, so I mean, yeah, the lazy book reader.
Yeah,
It's like because you can lay down and close your eyes and read a book like
I'm a
that.
book listener.
Yeah,
That's how you know you made it when you can afford to listen to somebody else read that book to you.
yeah.
I'm a-
read this book, bitch.
I'm a free porn watcher.
Th-
Everybody
a
is.
free porn watcher.
Yeah.
You just described like every male American and
Glad I'm part of the American male community.
Okay, we need some feedback on this question.
what?
Do you date? Which everybody's fucking married, but
Right.
Some of
Do-
us might still date. Not me, but some of the people here.
you're absolutely right. Do you date for love or for sex?
Sex. Why else would you date?
We
What about-
all could have guessed his answer.
What about companionship?
Said that
Who
before.
leaves the
You
house?
don't care about
Who leaves the house to
companionship.
go out and gets all fixed up? Like, I hope I find a bitch to love tonight. No, I want to fuck.
All right. Fair enough. You got us there.
You're right. You're fucking absolutely right.
I mean,
Sounded all sweet and angelic.
And on the women's side, and you correct me if I'm wrong, on the women's side, they're like, I'm gonna get all fixed up and nice, just to let
Nobody
a
can touch me.
So they can get free
For
drinks.
yeah, because
she just
so-
said it, so no one can touch her.
so I can get free drinks and make somebody think they're getting this, but they're really
but they're not.
You leave, so y'all get all made up and leave the house
Yeah.
all stingy, like
Yes.
na 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 na.
Exactly.
It depends on how many free drinks they get.
Well, that might, yeah, that might change later.
Hold on, take me through this moment for real. We know what Ed leaves the house and thinks. The last time you were single and you went out and you were all done up, is there something that comes through your head where you're like, you know, watch me tease these motherfuckers tonight? Like, I mean, does that
Yeah.
really?
The whole time you're getting ready to leave. The whole
You know what that's
time.
like? That's like the females of the world having all the money. We have none. Men have no money, zero money.
That's why
and
Bill,
they don't give us any.
They have
Like we're homeless under a fucking bridge and they don't flick a
We
dollar
have all
at
the
you.
houses.
and that's why these bitches keep getting roofied.
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Right.
Mankind has to
Can't
create
condone roofies.
I didn't say it was right. I said
Mankind.
that's why it's happening.
That's
mankind
why.
has to create a way around the you ain't getting this.
That's where the sex robot comes
Yeah,
in.
and
'cause
it's-
once that shit's legit, you fuckers are obsolete.
Yeah.
Right,
She told Bill
yeah,
Cosby,
we'll
"You ain't
see
getting
about
this." He
that.
said, "Want to bet, bitch?"
What he say?
So she
Have some pudding. We'll talk
Bill
about it
Cosby don't
later.
take no for an answer.
said she told Bill Cosby, "You ain't getting none of this." He said, "Want to bet, bitch?"
So yeah, that's bullshit. I mean, they created roofies, they created X, they created duct tape. There's all kinds of ways around the you ain't getting it.
Just don't buy the shovel with the duct tape.
Don't
At the
buy all
same
the shit at the
time.
same store.
That's so dirty.
We here at the Wise Guys Show do not condone murder of any kind of date rape drug.
We also believe that Bill Cosby's behavior was not good. So
Yeah.
don't do that.
Para español,
But
prima
don't wait.
el número ocho.
But don't wait 30 years to come out about Bill. You should have done it before while you was broke and a whore, not later once you was a rich whore.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I don't think that's got much to do with it.
There should be a statute of limitations, and it should
I
be
do,
about
but-
7 minutes.
7 minutes.
I mean,
7 minutes, 7 years, give or take.
I mean, but
7
not
minutes.
7 minutes. But seriously, like, if you're sexually harassing me, I'm gonna punch you in the face right now. I'm not gonna wait 20 years and be like, oh, I'm gonna be like, the fuck did you say to me?
Yeah, but if there's a roofie in your drink, you might need at least that 7 minutes to recover.
No,
Yeah.
because 7 minutes statute of limitations, that's enough time to get a shower and think through what you're going to do.
That's so fucked up.
I'm just saying.
That's I can't even get on board with that one.
I'm just saying.
Sorry.
No.
Am I right?
It takes
No.
me more than 7 minutes to pull out.
Yeah, you're right. Okay, 20 minutes. Okay.
I have never pulled out. I lied.
If we're being serious, I would say you at least should
We're
have.
not being
At the
serious.
very least, you should have like 24 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's like.
By the way, Big Ed's got cars parked all over the city because he doesn't pull out.
I mean, I'm serious. You should have you should really. Well, I think if we forced people.
If I want to really be politically correct, I would say 72 hours.
more than 24. That's traumatizing.
I
Like,
mean, give her a year to get over her mental anguish, but 20,
but
30 years
20?
later,
Yeah,
come on,
that's-
bitch, get
that's
over it
a little
already.
much.
See, and I get that, and I'm not saying that all that shit's not real, but what I am saying is it's like there's some DNA evidence that's part of it, and the longer you wait, the more it becomes a he said, she said.
Yeah.
well, yeah, but 24 hours is not
I think
realistic.
I think the fact that the statute of limitations is like, in some cases it doesn't exist, like this thing with Nicole Eggert and
well, that's
Scott Baio. There isn't one. Like literally, she could just wait till she's 85 and like blast Scott Baio for whatever he may or may not have did on.
And that's bullshit because every teenage girl back then was dying to fuck Scott Baio.
Yeah, but you can't speak on behalf
that
of
doesn't mean
that
it's
one
okay.
particular vagina. Like,
They was all dying. They had these posters on the wall. Every teenage girl
I
wanted
had
to fuck
posters
him.
on my wall.
Now
Doesn't
there's
mean I wanted
now
to
they're
bang 'em all.
salty because they look back and feel like dirty whores, and I think I'll get some money. Me too.
There was so many crusty screen protectors on my TV from watching that show. Like,
Charles in Charge.
yeah, once it dried, it was a good screen protector. You could peel it off and it would be
I mean,
fucking spick
if
and
you said
span.
Baywatch, I'd understand, but Charles in Charge?
No, Baywatch. That's what I thought you
Scott
said.
Baio watch.
No.
To be fair, Nicole was amazingly beautiful on that show.
Yeah.
Which one?
I had no
She was beautiful in both.
Yeah, but I mean the one in question here, which I think the accusation was made over Charles in Charge.
Well, yeah.
Apparently, he really thought he was in charge, and
Yeah.
that's mine.
Maybe she should have charged.
Yeah.
It looks like she's just trying to back charge.
That's another thing. If you gain monetarily from any said sexual harassment, you should not even be able to charge it.
Well, see, it kind of goes back to this thing with Sarah Jessica Parker and Kim Cattrall, where she didn't even go to the fucking police. You know where she went to? Twitter. She took it straight to Twitter. Like, Twitter is going to give her some sort of redemption for her being sexually abused. And I think until our social structure starts deeming that completely inappropriate, he literally, his whole response when he fired back, he's like, go to the cops. He told her, go straight to the police. He's like, they have forensic teams. They can look into this thing. They can address it. Going to social media is not going to get your
that
get your
doesn't mean
thing.
you're right.
There's just, I don't know.
If you're going to wait 30 years to press charges, you shouldn't be allowed to sue at the same time. If you want to wait 30 years, cool. But you shouldn't be allowed to have any money at that point.
What do you mean
Yeah.
cool?
No, it's
Not-
not.
There's
not
only
really
a
cool,
statute
but-
of limitation,
but if
not
they-
nothing on murder.
But if they eliminated the money part, these bitches would quit coming up with these stories.
No, I mean, no, there's no. I mean, literally, he can face criminal charges
Today.
today.
But they'll settle out of court for $6 million. It was that devastating to you, but you don't want him punished. You don't want him to hurt anybody
I want
else.
you to go
But
to
for
jail,
$6 million,
just pay me. I'll
it's
feel
okay.
better.
Go fuck somebody else.
Okay,
now.
this is what I don't get about this show.
What?
Is that you got people saying this shit, knowing goddamn well this motherfucker here is taking the $6 million. So am I. I would let you fuck again for the $6 million.
He's letting Scott Baio
Yeah.
be in charge of anything.
If you ass raped me and said I'll give you $6 million to shut up, I'd be like, okay, and take one for the road.
Yeah, but that's it.
Hi, take one on the road. Here's a freebie.
$6 million?
I don't know. I don't know. When you don't want that thing going in your asshole, I think it's
It's
for
different.
$6 million.
look. When it happened, there was no promise of $6 million.
Right.
$6 million, put a car jack in my ass and keep pumping until it splits.
it's
I don't
the-
give a fuck.
It's the Me Too bandwagon.
Yeah, it is. It is a little bit of that.
$6 million, you set your whole family for life.
No, I understand that, but when she was molested, it wasn't like there was no.
If she was molested.
Well, whatever.
Allegedly.
Yeah, allegedly,
Allegedly.
when she was maybe molested, there's no promise of $6 million.
That wasn't picked up,
The
was it?
computer's
Yeah,
powered down again.
That shit sounded like an old door.
It's like the bitch that went into the hotel room at Harvey Weinstein. I'll hang out with Harvey. He's going to get you a career in movies. Okay, where we got to go? To his private hotel room.
No.
Like, she went in there. She knew
lot
what
of
was
them
going to
did.
happen.
Here's one that I never got for the ages. Mike Tyson.
What?
He
Oh,
got
where he-
convicted of rape, and he ate her pussy.
That's still. Well, it's not really.
Wonder
You
if it-
can't
Is
eat.
that rape?
You can't eat pussy rapey.
Yeah, you can.
She
No, you can't.
didn't want
wonder
it.
if he had a pussy snorkel.
What'd you do? Be like, shut up, bitch, before I eat your pussy and make you feel wonderful. Get the fuck out of here, man.
I think it. I
She
think.
might have just been scared. It's
Well, he had
fucking Mike
he had a
Tyson.
habit.
Secondly, how does somebody's neck muscle overpower you, even if you're a woman?
I don't know.
How do you hold somebody down and lick their pussy?
Was she? Did she never claim she was tied up?
Because if you pin them
Did he threaten to
down,
beat her up? It's fucking Mike Tyson. It's
Okay.
not Ray Ray from down the street.
I don't care if
Fuck Mike Tyson.
if anybody ate your pussy, they're exempt from rape.
Couldn't you snap his neck with your thighs?
Well, that's not a way to do it.
Yeah, if you're
'Cause then
fucking
you could just
Xena,
eat
the
Ronda
Warrior
Rousey.
Princess.
If you're Ronda Rousey.
Because then you could just rape them and then eat their pussy at the end and negate all the rape. That doesn't
Ew,
work.
that's nasty.
Oh, all
No,
of this
thank
is
you.
bad.
I'm just saying, like,
What's the next topic?
ain't no
Do not eat the rape.
no rapist is trying to make you feel fantastic. I'm just sorry.
Wait a minute. So you're
just
saying?
sorry.
Hold on. You're saying because oral sex is technically a giving proposition, it can't be deemed rape.
What I'm saying is that you can't not enjoy a tongue fluttering your clit, whether you don't want it or not.
Oh, I don't agree with that at all. No, because that's like saying, well, a dick going in a vagina is good too. That's like,
Look, man. Here's how a man rape's gonna be. Oh, don't suck my. Don't suck. Okay. All Oh God. That's how the man rape would go.
Hey, I think you're sliding the men who've been really raped.
Who's been really
What?
raped here?
Men.
No one here.
What?
Somewhere, somebody,
If
some
you're-
man's been raped.
Yeah, if you're a man and you've been raped, it's been by another man in your asshole. It hasn't been by a female.
It wasn't your high school math teacher?
Well, speaking of, that's another discussion on here too. I did forget to send that link, but I want to discuss that too.
What's that?
What?
There was a link that actually was in my memories from like years back that said it was a story about a woman teacher that got charged with sex, and the 17-year-old boy that fucked her went to court and actually begged the court for leniency and told them he was the one that seduced her into doing it.
Okay, but that still doesn't change the fact that he's a fucking idiot and he can't really make decisions. What age was he?
17. He was almost 18.
So he's 17. It doesn't make him exempt from the law, or make
What's
her
the age
exempt
of
from the
consent?
law.
I mean,
It's
that's
different.
In
not right.
Ohio,
It's a
it's
teacher.
16.
In Ohio, it's 16. Yeah.
Yeah, in Ohio, it's 16, and that's by any age.
Right.
But there's other similar rules to younger ages.
Well, plus
Like
if
for-
it's a teacher, that's an extra, like, what the fuck
For
are you
instance,
thinking?
if you're 16, you can be banged by any age legally. If you're 15,
If you say so, I mean,
if you're 15, you're allowed to be banged by somebody that's 17 or younger. If you're 14, you're allowed to be
I did
banged.
not know we were
Hold
going to
on.
have to do math on this shit.
If you're 14, you're allowed to be banged by somebody that's 16 or younger.
Really?
Yes.
So if
and,
you're
In what state?
So if
Ohio.
if you're a teenager, you need a law
No.
degree to fuck.
and if you're 13, they have to be your same age or younger.
So the age of consent is technically 13.
Yeah, if you're banging another 13-year-old.
13-year-old.
That's fucked up. I don't think that's right at
The whole
all.
thing is jacked up.
I mean, it's kind of goofy, but
Who makes these rules?
the 16 and up, fine. I agree with that. If you're 16, I don't even know if I agree with 16.
Not for my
'cause-
daughter.
Yeah, well, I know that,
one way
but what
to
I'm
die.
saying is
It's
that
35 and up.
That's what I was gonna say.
here's
maybe
my
35.
thing. Okay, here's my lone bitch about it, and saying that I think it should be at least older than that. A, you can smoke cigarettes and potentially kill yourself legally
Okay, 18, you're saying?
at
okay.
18. At 18, you can get a tattoo and change your life forever. Okay? You can get into a club at 18. At 21, you can drink, which can kill you. So why should you be able to make a life decision like that could be a life decision, especially if he, is like Ed and don't pull out? How can you legally be allowed to do that at 16? You shouldn't be.
All right, that's fair.
You're allowed
I mean,
to drive at 16. That's
I
way more
know.
dangerous than
You
fucking.
can drive, but you can't watch an R-rated
No, it's
movie
not.
when you're 16.
You've
Yeah,
been
that's
on a
what I'm
road
getting.
when high
I
school
don't
gets
think
out.
so. I don't think so.
Yeah, it's a lot of backwards ass shit. Like she said, you can watch a fucking people fucking on a movie, a rated R movie. You can't watch that when you're 16, but you can drive a
car.
$2,000 fucking machine down the road at 50 an hour. 50
Yeah,
miles an hour.
That's backwards.
Fuck, when
It
I was
doesn't make no
16,
sense.
I was going way faster than 50.
Oh yeah, me too.
Yeah, I'm sure.
I'm
My
not
shit
even
was-
gonna. I'm
my
not
shit
even
was-
gonna lie.
I was bouncing off walls, had orange barrels going
Well,
over
you know
my
that you know that green Malibu, right?
Yeah.
I jumped that motherfucker about 100 feet Dukes of Hazzard style over some railroad tracks.
Dude, me and your
I
brother,
almost shit my fucking pants.
me and your brother jumped a pile of mulch in my white Lumina behind the plaza and got pulled over by plaza police.
You got pulled over by Plaza
Yeah,
Police?
I'm like-
I never stopped
I was like,
for him.
Brian,
They'd
you
turn
think I
their
should
little green
stop?
light on, and I would just keep driving.
I'm like, should I stop? And he's like, oh no. I'm like, and he's
There's a
like,
green
probably
light.
not. And I'm like, well, let's see what he says. He gets up to the car. I should have called Cincinnati on you. And I'm like, should have? We left.
Thanks
So
for
you
that.
haven't yet.
Right.
Goodbye.
Cool.
I'm not going to stick around and argue semantics.
Yeah, I
I'm
had a
out of
couple
this
friends.
video.
I had a couple friends in the car, and that was when in Carthage, Elmwood
So
area,
you're saying all four tires off the
all
ground.
4 tires flying in the air. I hit. See, back then in Carthage or Elmwood area, The railroad tracks had more of a hill before them. Now they changed them, and they're not really like
Yeah,
that.
because they assholes like you.
Yeah.
They're
So
like, no
I
more
decided
Dukes of
I'm going
Hazzard.
30 miles an hour. I'm going to speed up a little bit and just, get a little jolt out of it. Evidently, I misjudged the speed thing. I did not have any kind of fucking trajectory fucking math in my head.
Evidently.
I hit this motherfucker in that Malibu, which is a heavy-ass motherfucker. It was 1979. So, I mean, it's all steel.
Yep.
This motherfucker jumped in the air and flew a good 75 to 100 feet and nosedived just like the
my
General
God.
Lee. And then fucking hopped again
And you
and
drove
shit.
away from that?
Drove away from it, didn't do nothing to the car.
Nuh-uh.
Swear to God.
There was 4 cars we jumped over, but that was just
But they're okay.
coincidental.
I thought I was going to die. When I was in the air, I thought I was dead. But it did just like the Dukes of Hazzard did,
Dude,
so
when I was a kid, I used to go to the fucking. You remember the old Ferguson Drive-In?
yeah.
Well,
Do donuts and
yeah,
shit.
oh my God! When it used to be a flea market after it closed down, we would get running down that middle aisle, and just right when you get to the last 2 pillars, for the little things that they put in your window and stuff. I would just go as fast as I could. Like there was no, it just as fast as the car would go, we are going that fast. As soon as the nose of the car hit the second to the last thing, it was just e-brake and you just let go. Your fucking head's hitting the window. It was insane.
Oh, man. We need to write down some of those old stories and shit, like the barrel roll we did that time.
Oh my
That
God.
was so great.
I almost got castrated.
That was so fucking great. We need to write that down. Jot that shit down. Fucking old school shit.
You never did. I meant to ask you at the beginning of the show. You never did mention the Bang Bus.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you saw the actual Bang
I
Bus.
saw and have pictures of the Bang Bus. Let me see where I was at the Hollywood Casino. That's where it was.
Did you see people getting onto it? Like,
No, it was just parked there, and it had their logo on the side of it and the back.
Man, you should have waited around long
Why-
enough to try to video.
I
You
should
shoulda
have
called
Somebody
us.
come
We should have.
out,
Yeah,
like-
we would have went. I might have been
all
there.
drove out and got our picture taken with the Bang Bus.
No, we should have asked them if we could go on the bus with them and record shit and air it on the show.
They're not gonna give us free material. I
Wow.
wouldn't if I was.
We still could have hung out and see if anybody's moms we know got on
right,
the bus.
that's what I was wondering. Like, who got on
I definitely
it?
would have posted that to Facebook.
Like, dude, your
It
mom.
was pretty dope. That was almost. I mean, it was.
Like,
it
I know what
felt.
your mom did last night.
That's the
She
fucking.
wasn't at
That's the
bingo.
next movie.
Right.
She was not
I know
at
what your
bingo.
mom did last summer.
Hold on, I gotta write that
Yeah.
down.
She was not at bingo.
I know what your mom did last summer, and the soundtrack, the #1 soundtrack song will be "Vape Juice." She only loved me for my vape juice.
That's vapid.
It's vapid.
Vapid. Depends on what part of town you
Whatever.
grew up in.
Vape.
Got a bit of an accent.
Yeah, vaping is when you rape a vegan. Like, bitch, I'll vape you right now. I'm a fucking vapist.
Good Lord.
Oh, good Lord, man. Lord, I apologize for that one. When the pygmies in the guinea.
Well, hold on. Before we run out of time, I really wanted to cover the looking after your husband, the 1950s edition.
Well, 1950s, they didn't care where their husbands were. They just knew their job was the home.
I know, but I have.
Where
hold
did
on,
those days
hold
go?
on.
Are we having a reader?
Well, you want to read it?
Not moi.
Yeah, we should let her read it since I fucking hooked that microphone up.
Hey,
No, like, that's her job.
Producer, cue the Reading Rainbow music.
I don't have Reading Rainbow music now.
Take a
Are
look.
we allowed?
It's in a book, the Reading Rainbow.
Anyway, I
So
pulled.
bad.
We pulled this article that's from the 1950s on tips to how to look after your husband. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There's 10. No, it's this.
Oh, that was the wrong thing.
And I'm reading all of this.
Well, you'll read one and then
Just
we'll
the points of it.
we'll read one and then you'll interject.
Okay.
Probably should have suggested,
What?
probably should have went over this for the show.
Well, she was gonna do it, but then we ran long.
Okay, we'll have a
We
meeting
ran
after the
long.
show. We don't need to.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Okay, so you just pick a topic and then read from that, or do you just start?
No,
from-
start at the first
Lord
one.
have mercy.
Okay. Have dinner ready. Plan ahead, even night before, to have a delicious meal on time. This is a way of letting him know that you have been thinking about him and concerned about his needs. Most men are hungry when they come home, and the prospects of a good meal are part of a warm welcome needed.
That's absolutely correct.
Yeah.
However, fuck the food. Just have a fork and spoon and be ready for me to eat you when I get
No,
home.
I need my food first, or
No.
I will eat it while I fuck you.
Yeah, I was gonna
I
say.
need my food
He
first.
said I'll
Somebody
eat that
cook me
sandwich
food.
while I'm banging
I
you.
have done that.
And videoed it. I've seen video of
Yes.
it.
Not
I've seen
Yeah,
video
there
of
has
him
been.
banging and eating a sandwich.
Ed.
It was just the back of her head. I didn't
She
get
ju-
the.
She just got some crumbs on her.
I didn't show him the crumb
Crumbs?
swipe I do.
That wasn't mayonnaise on her back either.
He said he's got a special.
Stop.
He said he's got a
Double
special
breath.
crumb
If you
swipe.
smack the ass a certain way, the crumbs would
They
just
fall off anyway. Oh my god.
Wow.
You didn't learn
You
that
can't
from
be
the
getting
50s.
you can't be getting crumbs down in the pussy and then your dick rubs against
Oh
them. Then
yeah.
that hurts.
Oh,
Fuck
that's
that.
that's like fucking aggregate.
Yeah.
That's
no.
what you get for eating a sandwich while
No.
you're doing
She's
it.
going, smack me harder, Daddy, and she
Yeah.
don't realize I'm just knocking the crumbs off.
I'm telling
knocking
you right
the
now.
crumbs off.
I'm
Dirty
telling
mofo.
right now. She loves you to fuck. She for real loves you because I'm serious. Nobody's gonna do
No,
that.
they're not.
You're getting fired.
Your ass
You know what?
whipped.
You know what reminds me though. When I hear all these, I immediately think this is exactly what Ed wants. He wants to travel back in
Oh, he
time
does.
Exactly.
to the 1950s, but he wants to bring today's porn with him.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
sure.
Yeah,
he's
'cause-
he's trapped in the wrong era.
Because I
Yeah.
cannot deal with them 1950s Bushes bitches. Fuck that.
Yeah, back then Bush was still in office.
Yeah. I'm bringing my clippers with me.
Yeah,
We got room in a DeLorean for my wall clippers.
yeah. Today every Bush is already served
Yeah.
and they're gone.
The DeLorean.
Isn't that amazing how quickly that one single thing about women just was like one day there was buckwheat down there and the next is Mr. Clean. Like
No, there was one bitch that one day decided, I'm tired of fucking with this, and shaved it off,
No,
and it became a 25-year word of mouth. Her friend found out, shaved her bush. Her friend found out, shaved her bush. Her fucking Islamic friend found out, shaved her bush. You know what I mean?
I think it was a dude that got him to
His
do it.
hand.
'Cause he
They
got,
shaved.
And then the whole,
She shaved. They shaved.
that's what they do, ain't it?
it was a dude because he got tired.
There goes our whole Middle Eastern fucking audience.
Dude got tired of getting poked in the eyes and his nose tickling from the hair, and a dude suggested that.
No, it was word of mouth. One
Hold
bitch
on,
shaved
hold
her
on,
shit, and
hold
it spread all over the fucking world.
Hold on, stop. So Ed's consensus is that it's a male initiated thing.
I don't think so,
I think
because
so.
the first male that brought that up automatically was labeled a pedophile, probably.
Yes. I would say we really got our way because it was maintenance. I would, if you could go back in time, I would bet my last dollar on that.
No, because the women said yes, sir, back then. Yes, Daddy. You want
No,
my
that-
hair shaved? I'll go shave it.
They
You want
didn't
your
say
apple
Daddy.
pie or cherry pie, sir?
No, I don't think so.
I'm
They
sure
didn't
some.
say daddy.
I'm sure some said daddy. I'm sure
But
they
to be
did.
fair, men were sort of like, Ward Cleaver. They weren't outspoken either.
Yeah, they didn't walk in like, listen,
Yeah, they-
bitch, I want you to shave
Yeah,
that
they
shit.
only fucked missionary. They.
He's taken the dude from today and inserting
Yeah.
him into the 1950s.
Yeah, that
Can you
wasn't the
imagine
same
a
either.
sex session in the 50s with two people that were from that generation?
No,
But
and
it's
doing all
weird.
the positions
Didn't they
we
have,
do
like,
now?
different beds.
I'd
and
rather watch
everything?
Yeah, they did
They
have
like
different
separate
beds.
beds.
Right.
I'd rather watch you porn.
You know what I mean? I guarantee back in the 50s, no man ever pinned the ankles to the bed and fucking beat that burger.
That's
fucking
another-
like
Hell no,
You
he
gotta
didn't.
pin the ankles.
That's another good
Gotta
question.
be pinned.
No,
What's-
sometimes if they're a little bigger, you can't pin the ankles. You got to pin the thighs. You just got
Just,
Bend the thighs
instead
back and grab onto
instead
it.
of,
Not in the
No,
50s.
instead of pushing the ankle straight up, when they're bigger, you go to the side with the
yeah.
ankles.
That's right. That's right. That's
All
right.
of that was highly inappropriate in the 50s.
Oh yeah, back then that would have never. I don't think that would
Well,
happen.
hold on. That begs the question: if you can only have a threesome in one decade,
Now,
what decade would it be?
Today.
Now.
Yesterday.
You're gonna get
Today.
done right now.
Tomorrow,
Today.
hopefully.
Before
5
this show's
minutes.
over.
5 minutes.
Before the show's over.
On my way home.
When you get home.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Ed will be absent next week, so next
He'll be
week we will
dead.
have somebody that fills in for Ed.
Yeah. He'll also know what size he is.
Yeah, they don't know his name. So anyway,
Hold on, for real. I don't think I would choose now.
What? You going with the buckwheat air?
No, I think
You
I
remember-
would go way the fuck back.
you remember?
You want the most boring threesome
No,
ever?
no, I'm talking way the fuck back. I'm saying I would go back to the Roman
Don't
days.
go back there. They was fucking each other in the ass.
Yeah, they
The
were.
women?
The women weren't getting
No,
much
the
back
big
then. The
black cock.
dudes was fucking each
Yeah,
other back
they was
then.
probably sodomizing people and shit back
Come
then.
back this
Why
way a
would you
little
go
bit.
that far back? Why?
Man, now
Don't do
now
that.
he's back to the BBC
Back to the
specialty.
big black cock.
No,
Give me
Here
my
we-
fucking dot
here
back.
we-
Give me the dot back. God damn, I'm alienating all of our fucking audience.
there went India.
India and the Middle East are gone.
We just lost 13
God.
viewers.
Oh my God.
Right, see what you did?
Shit.
Hold on. The Romans like had brothels and you could go in and you could
The
order.
Romans?
Yeah.
No,
The
Caesar,
brothels?
Caesar was
Wasn't
butt
that like
fucking.
during Western time?
I'm not trying to go back and have sex with Caesar. I'm just
That's
saying.
where Caesar's tossed salad came from.
Probably.
Oh, God. You wanted to go back and toss salads?
I'm telling you, I would go back. Like maybe Egyptians or something like that. Some freaky
What I was going to
shit.
ask you is like when we were back into sneaking porn and stuff in
Mm-hmm.
the early 90s and late 80s, you remember Ginger Lynn?
Yes.
Yes, Ginger Lynn.
Ginger Lynn was my
What
favorite.
do you mean, do I remember Ginger Lynn?
She was my fucking favorite.
Ginger and Brianna Banks.
That's like asking what the left side of my dick feels like.
And then I'd get confused sometimes and be like, ooh, Amber Lynn is in this. And like, oh, that's not Ginger. There was an Amber Lynn and a Ginger Lynn.
Yeah.
They both were famous, but Ginger Lynn just had it going
I like
on.
the Asia Carrier.
Oh, yeah.
That, she
Asia
was
Carrera.
hot. Yeah, Carrera.
Mhm.
She was
He knows the
bad.
correct pronunciation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Excuse you.
So, yeah, I'd have the threesome today.
All right, read another one.
Prepare yourself. Take 15 minutes to rest so you'll be refreshed when he arrives. Touch up your makeup, put a ribbon in your hair, and be fresh looking. He just has been out with a lot of wary looking people. Be a little gay and a little happy, more interesting.
Yeah, Ed, see, be a little
His
gay.
boring day may need a lift.
They mean happy.
Yeah.
But anyway, I agree with that also. And
Right.
us men have the same, we have the same approach. Except for our approach is we jack off 15 minutes before they get there. So that way, if
So
we
you're
do.
happy when we walk in?
No, so when we end up fucking you, it don't last 2 minutes.
And now you know the rest
I
of the
always-
story.
That wasn't the point of that.
Yeah, I know, but that's what he heard. Read the next one.
Clean away the clutter. Make one last trip to the main part of the house just before your husband arrives, gathering up school books, toys, papers, etc. Then run a dust cloth over the tables. Your husband will feel as he has reached a haven of rest order, and it will give him a lift too.
I agree with that also. Only when I feel like clear the clutter, I mean get your panties off. Because I'm not, I don't have, like Jay-Z said, I don't have time to take drawers off.
Did he really say that?
Not what that
Yeah.
meant.
He says, pull the panties to the side. I ain't got time to take drawers off.
How do you know what Jay-Z says?
Because it was in his rap.
All right, I'm just
Holy
asking.
Grail. I mean, what do you think? I made
You
that
got
shit up.
Jay-Z's
It's
private
pretty
line.
literal right there.
But I mean, I'm just saying he's like, well, like Jay-Z
Well, like
says.
Jay-Z said.
Like
Get the
my boy-
clutter out of the way.
Like
Get your
my boy
pants off, your
Jay-Z
panties
says.
off.
Like my boy Jay-Z.
Shave the hair.
You can have anything on you from the waist up, but the waist down has to be ready to go
Then
in.
there's no show.
So that's what clear up the clutter means.
Me
No,
and Ed
you're
gotta
right.
have a
Neck
show.
it from the
Yeah,
waist
you're
down.
right because
Ed's not
yeah.
gonna be happy unless he sees the titties jiggling.
Yeah, Ed doesn't.
Yeah, we haven't seen the titty jiggle.
That's what he wants in life.
That's all I want in all life is titties constantly jiggling.
All right, hey, don't cut the show either, because we're gonna finish this.
The next one.
Is
Prepare
that
the
clear?
children. Take a few minutes to wash the children's hands and face, if they are small. Comb their hair, and if necessary, change their clothes. They are little treasures, and he will like to see them playing their part.
Don't put kids in my sexual fantasy. I don't care how they're in it.
Let
That's not
let
the
the kids
point of
outside to
this.
play. God damn it!
Yeah. This is not a sexual fantasy
This
from the
you guys
1950s.
are fucked up. It's not the point.
Okay, the point is, this is how you take care of your husband if you're in the 50s.
Let's just
Yes.
skip this
Okay,
one and go
okay.
on to the
Yes.
next one.
Okay, next.
Yes.
Minimize all noise. At the time of his arrival, eliminate all noise of washer, dryer, dishwasher, or vacuum. Try to encourage the children to be quiet, be happy to see him, greet him with a warm smile, and be glad to see him.
You guys need to take this list home
Yeah.
because I do think that would eliminate a lot of male stress.
Yes.
Yeah, because we're gonna rip it up and cram it down your throat hole.
You're gonna be-
when you try to tell us what to do.
No,
You
You're
just
gonna
shut
be-
them fucking kids up when I walk in the door.
You shut your
You
fucking mouth before you walk in the door. My kids will say what the fuck they want.
Make sure the dishes are fucking done and that dishwasher ain't running.
And you'd be glad and
Shut
happy
up.
that Daddy worked all day to support
Yeah,
you.
and give me the big
Ew.
piece of chicken.
You do get the big piece of chicken. That's about the only thing you're right about.
Don't give me my taters without gravy and pepper.
Well, that was very
That's
specific.
pretty important.
Now we're going into Hell's Kitchen on this one.
All right. What's
Still
the
talking
next
about
one?
dinner.
Can't even eat that.
Some don'ts. Don't greet him with problems or complaints.
Yep.
Don't complain if he's late for dinner.
Yep.
Count this as a minor compared with what he might have gone through during the day.
See?
Exactly.
You guys need to fucking realize what
Don't
we do
you
in a
look
day
at
for
me
you.
and say, hey, you don't know what I go through in a day.
Well, I'm just
Come at me,
saying
bro.
that I bust my ass for my peeps. And if all that shit happened, I'd be a happy camper.
I know I'm going to catch a lot of shit for this next statement. But I really think the world was a better place when we had like very defined roles.
Yes, I agree. And people knew what gender they was.
It's not
There goes all of our transgender fucking audience.
And we don't care.
We're going to eliminate every fucking
Just-
body today.
We're gonna just
We're
us
gonna
watch
be,
it.
this show's going to be for one homeless guy living under a bridge who can only get our show with a 3G internet connection.
No, this is going to be for fat guys and fucking Hispanics. That's all it's.
Point at me and say Spanish.
well, technically, we haven't offended them yet, so.
Yeah.
Well, she's offended. To be fair, she's offended every week when she leaves here.
He said the only person listening to this is the homeless dude under the bridge with the John Wayne
And my
DVD
dad.
collection.
And my dad. No, he's not Hispanic.
What's the next one?
Cállate la boca, chica.
Fucker.
What the fuck just happened?
I just told her in Spanish, shut her fucking mouth.
do that again.
Cállate la boca, chica.
How you even know that?
I know Spanish. You didn't know that?
Well, I mean, I know you know
don't
some
know
Spanish,
Spanish.
but I didn't know you had to tell somebody to shut the fuck up.
Yeah, I mean that's
I can
that's
tell you
easy.
shut the fuck up in French.
I thought he said he wanted to eat the egg out of the chicken.
Gross.
If we're gonna talk about French, we can talk about something else.
Shut up.
Can you speak French?
I can tell you to shut up in French.
Thanks anyway. Let's read the next one.
Make him comfortable.
I thought she was gonna say make him come.
It was,
Like,
it
yes,
was. I
that's
was like,
number one.
That is not on there.
Yep. Mutually acceptable
And not
No,
across
the
all
fifties.
decades.
yeah, guys didn't come
They
back in
don't
the
talk like that.
50s.
No, they did
No.
not. They most
When a
certainly
guy
did
would
not.
ejaculate back in the 50s, he would pull out, put
He
it in
does
a
that in another
spoon,
room.
put it in a little jar, and
Spoon?
then his old lady would take it to a clinic and have it administered.
Shut up.
I just made that shit up.
It looked legit.
Okay.
I know. It's really graphic. I'm like, for real?
Making him comfortable. Have him lean back in a comfortable chair, or suggest he lie down in the bedroom. Have a cool or warm drink ready for him. Arrange his pillows and offer to take off his shoes. Speak in a low, soft, soothing, and pleasurable voice.
Yeah, don't raise your voice.
Allow him to relax and unwind.
That's
Oh
why the
my
Lazy
God.
Boy was so
I know
popular.
exactly where the
Do you
world went
understand
wrong.
what we
I
would
want a
do?
wife in
When
the
women
50s.
stopped doing this.
She's like, I want a
Right.
wife from the 50s.
This is where the world went wrong when this stopped happening.
Yeah,
I
but
would have
the-
worked 2 jobs for this.
But the problem is, if you
I
wanted
would do that if
In-
I didn't
yeah,
have to
but
work.
in
You
the-
want to get married?
in the 50s, if you wanted a wife like that, you would be fucking hung.
Yeah.
You
That's
weren't
true.
gay back then. And if you were, nobody knew about it.
No, they didn't.
What's the next one?
Listen to him. You may have a list of things to tell him.
All right, just stop there. We're good with listen to him.
Yeah,
I'm just kidding. Go ahead.
pretty simple.
but the most of his. Some of the lines are cut out.
That's okay.
Make them up.
Make do with it. It's from the fucking 50s, literally.
It's a really old.
I
piece
could
of
read that
paper.
without stopping and put my own words in it.
But the time of him coming home is not the time for you to complain. Let him talk first.
That's fair.
I agree. Your problems don't matter when I worked all day and been on my feet all day.
You would be single as fuck in the 50s.
I would. All of this, I'm just like, oh.
Everybody at church would be like, do not fuck with that Littell girl down the street because she is something else.
She's all foreign and John.
She will drop kick you in the forehead so quick.
I would not in the 50s.
We ain't got no time left, man.
I've actually seen her kick people in the forehead.
I have
It's not
too.
that far
I was
off.
there.
Yeah, I'm not getting paid overtime, so
Is that the last one?
No, there's 2 left.
All right.
all
Just,
right, let's do the 2 left.
Make the evening his. Never complain if he does not take you out to a dinner or to other parts of entertainment. Instead, try to understand his world of strain and pressure, his need to come home and relax.
She's having trouble listening to this being read.
yes.
She is having pains over here.
Kidding.
She's going to have to jump over the table and start kicking us.
Tune in next week for how to take care of your wife in the 1950s.
You guys aren't gonna look that shit up.
I'm
No,
gonna
no,
look
you're
it up.
not. No,
We
you're
will.
not.
Her
I'm gonna-
vagina is morphing into a penis right
Yeah.
now.
Here's how you take care of your wife in the 1950s. You go to work, you give her the money, she buys the groceries and cooks. You gave her money to go shopping for you.
Fuck
She is
off.
well
That
taken
still
care of.
sucks.
Now I get pies, steaks, and blowjobs.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
she got
still
money.
wanna
If there's
know
any
what's in it
change,
for me.
the change out of the grocery money.
You would
The
think he's
grocery
a,
money changed.
And you
Like,
get-
bitch, what do I get?
You get quality dick.
Maybe you're talking about the 50s. You don't get quality dick in the 50s.
Yeah.
I
Wait
don't
You
a
know.
get
minute.
technical dick in the
1950 Big Ed was giving
Proper.
quality dick.
Yeah.
Not quality, it's proper.
You get politically correct dick in the 50s.
he speaks like a scholar on the 1950s, like he
I
did,
studied this.
like he did 100 book reports on this shit.
I've been trying to school my wife on this. So far, I've got 2 black eyes and a broken nose.
She is smart.
What else? What's the last
What's the
one?
last one?
The goal. Try to make your home a place of peace and order where your husband can renew himself in body and spirit.
Of course.
Okay, what's wrong with
Yeah,
that?
go fucking renew yourself. Please do.
Go fucking renew yourself, you son of a bitch.
Does
Have
that mean
at
go,
it.
does that mean go to the bathroom and jack off before dinner? Renew yourself.
Look, we're out of
That's
time for
how you
this
take
week.
it.
Make sure you join us next week for another episode of the Wise Guys Show. We'll see you then.